You're going to be into this thing, at least $500,000. I mean,
Who knows, probably.
guessing more.
It was expressly told, do not paint that car black.
Have fun with the French.
Give me the VIN Garage.
So I'm partners with Richard on the F6. Yes, we named it, the F6. And I'm partners with Adam on Paul Newman's old race Ferrari. I've got these two friends. I want to get them together. So the best way to do it is bring Adam with me over to Gas Monkey because he's in town. So these guys can get to know each other.
6x6 Ferrari. I like to think that we were building a better, faster, and more reliable Ferrari Testarossa. You're just going to have to judge for yourself.
I let them run this themselves. I don't come back here and tell them it's got to be this way and it's my way and, throwing wrenches and stuff. But this is our baby right now that we're working on. You know my buddy John Clay.
Sure.
Hi, Adam. Good to meet you.
Sweeping up.
He's just sweeping up.
John has told me about this car a lot. 6-wheel, Testarossa, Ferrari. You had initially a Hummer, right? That was in the 6-wheel department I think John got.
Yeah, we bought it from these guys that built that and sold it at Barrett.
Really cool piece. You're moving on to the Testarossa, mid-80s Ferrari. Cool piece. And the 6-wheel, both of them are powered.
Correct.
Right? So you got 4 wheels being driven in the rear. You got a mid-engine LS something.
It's LT4.
LT4 supercharged, good for
1,200. Yeah.
1,200.
That's being
horsepower.
safe. It's a K-Tech.
The transmission is an Audi-based product, right?
Correct. Yep.
Because they're the Quattro people
But you put a locker in the first one so that it's not doing all the Quattro weirdness.
right. It started off as a Testarossa, right?
Yeah, clean titled Texas Testarossa. The guys that built the Hummer that we bought and took to Barrett, part of the deal was if it did well, we'd finance the next one and it would be this car.
And we partnered.
And we partnered on it. And
it did real well at Barrett.
The Hummer did. So then we got into the business of doing this one with them and, they just didn't do what they were supposed to do. So now it's here getting almost 2.5 feet cut off of it and completely re-engineered and things like that and getting it ready to go to Barrett.
When you take it to Barrett, do you have a reserve on it?
No, sir.
No reserve. When the dust settles, you'll be hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, we're already hundreds of
into this
thousands
thing.
into this thing.
Well, hundreds keeps going.
Yes, quickly.
No, I'm saying there's
It doesn't
200
stop.
grand, but it can go up to 9. You're going to be into this thing, at least $500,000. I mean,
Who knows,
I'm
probably.
guessing more. And no reserve.
Barrett-Jackson does not do reserves.
Right.
So that's the one thing that really people get fired up about watching or being at Barrett because every car there is going to sell. And there's grown men that walk out of there crying because they lost their rear. And then there's guys like, me and John have been fortunate enough a few times to walk out of there high-fiving and go have some champagne. But it's a grown-up form of gambling,
Yeah, and so you guys are not cutting corners. You're doing it right. And there's so much to do. You want to walk around it a little?
This is Josh also.
Josh, yeah.
He runs the shop. He does everything. He can tell you all the ins and outs.
You got the Willwood 14 inches in the back.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to upgrade to a 16-inch disc
In the front.
which is unnecessary, but okay.
Looks good, though.
It looks cool.
I don't think the 6 wheels were necessary.
Nothing's necessary. That's right. We don't even need to be here, really.
Whoever wrecks it says they couldn't stop, it was definitely their fault.
But I don't know, what's this thing going to weigh? Because, it's pretty stout. On the other hand, there's not a lot of junk on it.
It'll actually weigh real close to the same.
3,000 pounds?
Probably a little bit less, but you'd be surprised that Ferrari engine and transaxle, how much that engine weighs. It's an aluminum block LT, so I mean, you're dropping a lot of weight at that point, really.
Right. I mean, you add a little bit with the wheels and the half shafts and the, tranny and everything, but you take a lot of junk out of it.
A lot.
Too. So can we walk around a little?
So Adam, those were the renderings. This was the design, this was the idea, this was the marching orders that everybody agreed on, not just us.
So, and this is essentially the final product.
That's what it's supposed to get to.
Yeah, I was telling Richard it had an F40 kind of front vibe here, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because that's a really beautiful car. These Testarossas were a little bit of the redheaded stepchild of Ferrari. It was like mid-80s, wasn't a great time for them. The cheese grater, nobody really vibed on. The generation that came before this was a little more desirable, but what you guys are doing to it brings it right back past desirable and is really bitching with all the ground effects and everything. This deep kind of Ferrari red on here looks real good. Like a lot of people.
Like better than that flat?
Better than the flat.
Okay.
It was never supposed to be
there's
flat.
another vote
I know.
for-
And then people don't realize or may not realize that Ferrari, which has a deeper red, puts a lighter red on the race cars because on camera it looks right.
Correct.
You know, so you guys went with the deeper, more original Ferrari.
In the renderings,
Ferrari.
we have to redo it.
Ferrari red, and now you got to redo it because someone wanted to go flat.
Hey,
I don't get it.
it was expressly told, do not paint that car flat.
I listen. You have fun with the French. That's what I would say. Here it is, and I mean, you guys are having to fab up everything, all the half shafts. The frame was just bespoke. Somebody just
Yeah, it's
made
just
this-
made.
It just made the frame, bent it, did everything, put the pickup points, had it powder coated, I guess, and now you guys got to come in and sort of lengthen it or
We're
shorten
going to
it.
take it in about a foot, and we're also going to narrow the car.
That is part of the removal shrinkage.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, we're about a foot shorter, and we'll be
Right.
about 7 inches narrower because what they did was they actually had a very positive offset on the wheels, and the rendering has a big deep dish lip. You know, it's very
Right,
race
right,
car looking.
right.
So what we're going to do, Richard wants a lip, so we're going to take and narrow it the 7 inches also to where everything can be offset there.
The lip is the key to cool. It looks
Yeah.
good. And I don't know what you guys are planning on with the interior of this
Not
vehicle.
that.
Not that. We've got some really beautiful carbon fiber backed Recaros that are going in.
So Recaro, kind of old school.
But very straight and
Italian.
flat race car, just, you know, covered well, Alcantara, good stitching, all that kind of stuff, leather. It doesn't have to be anything over the top or flashy. It just needs to be utilitarian. I mean, this car's supposed to look and supposed to be mean, fast, ready for the track, ready for the straightaway.
Yeah.
The panel they did looks like a Rockford Fosgate amp in the back of a 77 Camaro to me.
Yeah, you mean the
giant
dash
heat sink.
panel. Yeah, it looks like a heat sink.
I think we're gonna maybe go more F40.
You know, you can't go wrong with F40 because it's a really bitchin' Ferrari. The values are really expensive. It's kind of considered the last of the sort of tactile Ferraris, you know, before
Yeah.
a lot of computers and stuff.
Oh,
you
we
know,
built one, I know.
Is this a 6-speed, by the way?
Sequential.
Oh, sequential.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So I thought it was a pretty neat addition to it.
Sequential is so
Hey
nice.
Josh, show us how far up did you move the motor?
Oh, you moved the motor.
Yeah, the engine has came forward. I believe we did 4
'cause
inches.
These were the old ones.
Yeah, we did 4 inches forward, and we went 3.5 inches down. More performance. You know, this car will drive. You know, it's going to be a monster when it's done.
Obviously got to redo the whole exhaust system, and I mean, it sucks to have a finished powder-coated project, and then you got to get out a Sawzall with a metal blade on it and just start whacking stuff apart. But
It's part of building.
We've done it so much at this point, I feel like it's just, we're almost numb to it.
and the cantilever suspension is really pretty bitchin' too, right?
Oh, yeah. The original suspension came out of the back of the Riviera, and it was set up to be on a 2-wheel setup. So all the weight, the springs are heavier. Well, when it went to the 4, they left the same spring rate. So me and Ricky was actually bouncing on the car and couldn't get it to move. So now we're working with QA1. We're going to use their new mod shocks and go to a lighter spring to where this car will actually perform and handle well.
So what's the cutoff date for us and you and Barrett? Because that's a hard out right there.
Now you're getting in reality TV builds.
I
Here
know,
we
we're
go.
getting
You're
into
doing
reality.
exactly
Well,
what you don't like.
the reality is I need this car finished in the next 30, 40 days in order to be able to get all the beauty shots and take it to the track and get the performance numbers and all that stuff that we need to be able to show when we go to sell it.
Yeah, so that's a lot of work.
So
in
the
a
reality
short
is it's
period of
real.
time. Yeah.
That's the funny one for us.
So you
They
gotta
all
get
think
it-
it's fake.
Yeah, but 30-something days is our target for just about anything we build.
And then you'll bring it into the spray booth and
Paint it correct.
Paint it correct out
Everything
here.
will be finished out, and we're going to rent out the F1 track down in Austin and get some really beautiful shots and drive it out there and get some times. And we're gonna tour it around pretty extensively and get some really good stuff on it. So
there's a lot of guys who have like publicists for their collections, you know. So a car is no different than a lot of things. Gets on some magazines, it wins a few awards, it gets out there, it gets a little bit of history. it shows up at different events, it gets different accolades, and then when you go to sell it, the value goes up. You know, the Brady Bunch house sells for twice as much as just any house in Toluca Lake because it's the Brady Bunch house, right?
Same house everywhere else.
Right. So you got to do the glam shots, cut the sizzle reel, get some press, get some coverage, and get that going into the auction, right?
Build the hype.
Build the hype, and then into the auction. And the auction date is what?
The third weekend in January.
Right, so you want to get this thing done, get the photos, get the film, take it out to F1 track, and shake it out, and get it all ready for Barrett-Jackson.
Absolutely.
One thing Josh and I were talking about, you know, it's stupid to have the four rear tires. In this configuration, the Hummer didn't have any power on two of the tires.
Right.
But this is going to be fully powered, fully suspension. And if you look at the performance and the way he's balancing it correctly, getting the motor replaced and all that stuff, I mean, it's going to track pretty good.
Yeah,
got a lot of tire patch.
if it works.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to work. And I think the publicity shot is all four wheels doing a smoky burnout.
Yeah.
Drifting around the corner and just having a good time with it.
You bring the camera, I'll bring the bleach, and we'll get a nice burnout. We'll get a nice burnout.
Fire burnout?
We'll get it burned out.
Big
All right,
bag.
guys. Good luck, man. We'll be following you. That was awesome.
So this is what happens when you get drunk with a friend and he starts talking about cars. And I said, sure, I'll do it with you. I'll buy a car with you.
Adam Carolla he's a racer as well as a comedian. He's got the podcast, a bunch of stuff like that. But he's become a huge Paul Newman fan, primarily Paul Newman's racing career rather than the movie career, although I'm sure he's a big fan of that as well. And he's bought up a lot of Paul Newman's old race cars.
So we bought a car.
It's got a cool story, that car.
Yeah, and I want more of the story. I've read the article, but I don't know much of the story. You've done enough in this space. I mean, you are the encyclopedia on this topic of Paul Newman racing. I mean, he's got the fire suits, he's got the helmets, he's got almost all the cars, and this was the missing link of the family of cars he's put together, of the unique ones. But tell me what it is we've got.
Well, it's a 308 Ferrari. I known about the car for a while. Newman has different stratas of cars. There's Newman team cars. There's the cars he drove for Nissan with Bob Sharp at a certain time.
The
There's
ones that the public would know that say, most of them say planters across the hood, right?
Yeah, they had Planters was a few of them, but they had Canon. Some would be Pepsi, and also pretty famously Budweiser. He had Budweiser as sponsors, you know.
Carolla's been waiting on this thing a long time. I found out about it in January. First time to see it. I don't think he's ever seen it either. In person. Oh, wow. Paul Newman's 308. This is the first Ferrari 308 GTS ever imported into the United States. Actually, it's a funny story because the dealer, the factory that brought it over, they did it on a permit. They started racing it, and the permit expired, and they had it at a Ferrari function. Ferrari had all their dealers together, and the Port Authority or whomever, the government came and seized it in front of all of them because it expired its tourist visa.
57 cars started the 24 hours of Daytona. The attention of many, though, was focused on the 21st L. Newman. We know him as Paul Newman.
A team which included actor Paul Newman was fifth in a Ferrari, about 190 miles off the pace.
This car's always been around, always found it interesting. Paul would, you know, if you said, oh, we're going to build a race car and we're going to campaign it a little bit, do you want to drive it? He'd just go, yeah. He probably did Daytona 20 times because somebody said, hey, you want to drive in my Ferrari at Daytona? Or you want to drive in my whatever at Daytona? And he'd go, yeah. And that feels like what it happened with this car. Everyone wanted him to drive, so then he'd be driving it in Daytona.
Two questions. The seat in it is tiny. Was Paul a small guy?
Yeah, Paul was very fit and very thin, and most race car seats are very that way. You can really feel them on your hips.
And what is the large red handle on the hood? Is that a battery disconnect or something?
Yeah, there'll be an electric cutoff, not for the driver or the team or any of those, but for an emergency worker if the car got off the track or had issues or problems or smoking or something, the driver would be theoretically belted in the car, and then the track worker would show up and shut the power in the car so there wouldn't be a fire hazard or something like that.
The pit area, but Paul Newman has had his problems today. It's been a real difficult Saturday for one PL Newman.
What is that? Is that a coil, or what's that thing that's unplugged?
That is probably,
You don't think it's for spark? I hear that pump running, so you got fuel now. Let's see what happens. Oh, here she goes. All right.
This is going to have a racing clutch in it, and you can't just
You can pull it in or back and spin it on the dollars.
All right, let's see what we'll do.
So it's all or nothing, huh? If he can get it lined up, we can push him up. You're in. You're in. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Let's push. Push. Whoa. You're good. Nice. He got it. He got it.
It's a legitimate Newman race car. Some are a little dubious, sort of like, oh, he drove it one time
In practice.
for a celebrity race in practice or something. Yeah, there's that kind of thing. But this is a Paul Newman car. He raced, I think, 8 races, did a season in it, and a cool piece.
Do we have a plan yet for the next move? You and I just kind of did this on a handshake, and the handshake's good. I just didn't know what if you had any plans.
There's the possibility of us driving it.
We're at Motorsports Ranch in Crescent, which is out by Walnut Springs, and we're going to finally drive this. And since I know Adam's a better race car driver than I am, here's the $8 million 935 Porsche that won Le Mans. And here's a video of him actually racing the car at Laguna, and look what happens. This is why I don't want to be running this Newman car on the track. I got a sheepy twin turbo Huracan, so maybe I can keep up.
I mean, I don't know the track. I don't know the car. He's got a...
All right.
That last lap, I started trying to keep up with that green car for a minute.
Yep.
And I started slipping in the corner real hard, and then it went into a limp mode. So it's only going about 40 miles an hour now.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I don't think I didn't over rev it. I don't think I over revved it. It was getting faster. I was feeling it. Yeah. I got 220 in the straight ones. Not 120. Yeah. Big difference. You just got to, I've never done this before, but you just got to really believe in the brakes.
Yeah.
And I was just getting more and more confidence in the brakes and the brakes. Like, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. That was interesting. First time on a track. After a few laps and you actually learn the track, it's like driving go-karts, start figuring it out. That green Lamborghini, it was just really pissing me off at the end when I started getting my pacing down, and I couldn't even start to hang with it. And I threw it into limp gear somehow. But I felt better to find out after we got off the track that that's a factory Lamborghini Pro built car with a pro driver. So I don't feel like such a schlepper. But that is a good time. That car will do more than what I was doing with it. But I was getting up to about 120 in the straight, the long one. You just got to trust your brakes more. That's the main thing I was learning in every lap. I got to trust my brakes more. Because the bitch will get into it. You need to drive into the corners harder and trust your brakes more. Hey guys that have big collections, if you want to go straight to me, go to gmtvgarage.com. Give me the VIN garage. Click email John. We'll hop on the plane and come see your collection, put a number on it. Love buying the big numbers.